presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Toronto Raptors in this one as they go up against the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. On the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans. Handle out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Morant. Then it's Halliburton. And it's Williamson in at the 2. And for Toronto, we've got Damian Lillard. Porzingis is out there. Guard spot. Stan, both teams here love to get out and run the floor.
Oh, yeah, this pace is going to be incredible. Our heads will literally be on a swivel tonight, Kevin, and we're going to see a lot of plays in transition and maybe a lot of turnovers as well.
Well, we're buckled in either way. Now here's Embiid. Sabonis grabs the ball.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
Thompson passes to Sabonis. Yep, it counts.
Just like his dad in his time, DeMontis is polished and disciplined.
Morant surveying the D. Over Lillard. And it's Morant missing. Thompson against Halliburton. And there's Thompson. That's good on the assist by Lillard.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
Now here's Morant. Good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup.
Magnificent years.
I mean, Kevin, arguably the best trailblazer of all time. Rookie of the year, then 7 All-Star appearances. Dame will always be a legend in the Rose City.
Now here's Embiid. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. And it goes down 2 points.
And this is the beauty of Embiid's game. He has a shot from anywhere on the floor.
I'd send it over to David Aldridge, who had a chance to catch up with head coach Darko Rajakovic. David.
The first player that Coach mentioned was Zion Williamson. He said, we don't see anyone like Zion all year. His power is unmatched, but Zion also has the touch and burst. We have to create a wall around the basket. Now, we've seen Zion play, and I think he's going to break through that wall more than once. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
Three-pointer, Lillard. It's good from long range.
A downright lethal three-point threat. Lillard is someone defenders must stay attached to if they want to have any impact.
And timeout called by Willie Green. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Making a change here. Grimes is checked in. And New Orleans also making a change. Whitey's checked in for Halliburton. Here so far in the first quarter. Morant kicks to White. George against Williamson. Morant outside. 5 to shoot. No one near Randall as he lets it go. Good. And a nice assist from Morant.
As a passer, Morant has developed great instincts, and he's going to exploit those gaps in the D.
And defensively, Stan, the Pelicans look to try and switch as much as they can.
Yeah, Kevin, and it makes sense with their personnel. It can mean reduced minutes for traditional centers at times, but that's the defensive philosophy they're committed to.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Hey, Lillard has all the talent in the world, but, man, this guy is a great leader. Lots of charisma, and he holds his teammates accountable.
Taking 2 shots. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
A free throw good from Lillard. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, that's a 2 from Randall. Rebound by the Raptors.
I'm sure he'd like to have that back. That's a missed opportunity.
Here's Lillard. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Lillard's got 7 points.
Productive habits pay off for Lillard. He's always working on his offense to refine his skill.
And it's Morant missing. Toronto lead by 4. George looking over the floor. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Herbert Jones, he's checked in for Sabonis. And the Pelicans making a change here as well. Jalen Williams is checked in for Williamson. Now here's Morant. Pass to Embiid. Here he goes. And it's good, 2 points. Embiid's got his second basket of the game.
And check out Embiid's athleticism. Just because he's big doesn't mean he can't move. And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels him.
Morant, count it, his second make in 4 attempts.
And no problem for Morant that close to the hoop. Once he gets inside, he makes it look easy.
Pass to Grimes. Now here's Jones. Goes up from the top of the key. No good that time. The Pelicans have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Randall dishes to Embiid. They now take the lead. And that's now 6 points for Joel Embiid.
And right there, Embiid showing he's just too big and too skilled to stop.
Pass to Porzingis from deep. Pelicans pull it in. Morant right side. No good with the triple. Lillard scanning the floor. A baseline J, and it's good off the back rim and in. Lillard's got 9 points.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Morant bends for two. Got it! Oh, what a hit!
That is such a tough shot.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of awareness. He recognized the situation.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. New Orleans on top, up 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Pelicans, what do you guys think?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
And so Thomas will bring it up for Toronto. Trailing by 2. Cam Thomas is out there with Daniels. Then it's Sabonis. Then it's Jones. And it's Grimes in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Daniels has got himself on the board with 3 there. So, Stan, you started in the NBA back in the mid-90s. How is coaching different from, say, now to back then?
Wow, Kevin, it's just so different and in so many ways. The players have gotten better, bigger, faster, more skilled. There's more coaches on a staff. Strength coaches have increased in volume and in influence, so there's less practice. Everything now has to be done differently.
Everything is bigger, isn't it?
It really is.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. 29th pick overall in 2017, he's come a long way. Kevin, those chips are still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be given.
Grimes passes to Jones. Daniels with it. Back to Jones. Just 4 to shoot. Fires away from outside. He doesn't hit that one. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. White looking around. Pass to Williams. 3-pointer. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Here's Grimes. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And again, no good by Toronto. Williamson finds Paul. 3-pointer. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Thomas passes to Daniels. And here is Thomas. With the teardrop. He can't get that one. Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. GA. I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
Timeout,
And
timeout.
Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Embiid, he's checked in for Walker Kessler. Tobias Harris comes in for Zion Williamson. Ja Morant, he's checked in for Derek White. Halliburton subbed in for Paul. Now here is Robinson. Daniels passes to Lillard. Trying to get something going. George with no one around. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. George has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Pelicans leading by 3. Morant left side. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Now, here's Lillard. 9 points in the game so far. Looking for George. He gets it there.
And there's no doubt that Lillard is a pure scorer. But it's good to see him focus on his passing, wanting to make his teammates better.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Daniels. Outside Williams. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Three-pointer by Embiid. Pass to Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
He's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Morant. And again, New Orleans has no luck. The Raptors have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told.
Yeah, you never want to foul Dame in the act. He's almost automatic from the line.
He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots at the game right here. Sabonis, he's checked in for Toronto. Porzingis is coming in for Daniel. New Orleans also making some changes. Julius Randle comes in for Tobias Harris. And Williamson subbed in for Jalen Williams. Now here's Embiid. He has 6. Back to Randle. There's Williamson with the 3. And again, no good by New Orleans. Toronto's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. They get the rebound. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Yes, Sabonis making good use of his height and hustle there, playing on top of the defenders.
Morant against Lillard. Williamson outside. Pass to Randle. Back to Williamson. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Embiid. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Thompson.
Wow, Embiid pulls the defender in close and then gets all the contact he wants.
And Embiid drops them both.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Here's Lillard. And he converts the layup. Lillard's got 4 points in the quarter.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And a close game so far through the first 2. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
So for New Orleans right now, they've got Halliburton. Embiid is out there with Randle. Then there's John Morant. And it's Williamson in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Williamson. Hasn't made one yet. Nice D from Sabonis.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Thompson with the bucket.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
Pass to Embiid. To the wing on the left. Embiid with a screen on George. Here's Williamson. He gets hauled in by Paul George. Raptors leading by 5. Here's Thompson, and he drives in. Misses in close. The Pelicans shooting for the game at 42%. Randle kicks to Halliburton. Embiid with a screen on Thompson. Halliburton feeling it out a bit. Out to Morant. for three. And again, New Orleans has no luck. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for Toronto. Pass to George. Outside, Porzingis. That three off the mark.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And the conversation for Porzingis, coach, tends to always come back to health. And what a challenge that has been for him.
Yeah, Kevin, over his career, on average, he's missed about 30 games per season. But that's not an uncommon problem, as you know, for players who stand well over 7 feet tall.
Great open look there. Halliburton's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Raptors with the lead. Outside, Porzingis. Back to Lillard. Shoots over Morant. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Well, that's a look they'll take every time down the floor. But even with the soft interior defense, they can't seem to convert it.
Fought hard from start to finish on that play. Defended the shot and then finished it off with the rebound.
Morant against Lillard. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Some nights, Lillard can just keep going and going.
Randall with a screen for Halliburton. Unloads from 13. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Sabonis has got 8 rebounds in this game. Pass to Thompson. Lets it fly from 18. Nice jump shot. Good. And it's a 6-point Raptor lead.
Yeah, the more he knocks those down, the more confidence this coaching staff's going to have.
And timeout called by Willie Green. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Quentin Grimes is checked in for the Raptors. And New Orleans also making a change. White's checked in. Raptors on defense. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. To the inside. Embiid absorbs the contact on the finish.
What a scary sight. Joel Embiid with all that momentum taking it to the hoop, looking like a freight train.
Randall against Porzingis. The 3 from George. Hands it from downtown. George has got the lead up to 7 now for Toronto. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen, the best three-point shooter or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
And here's Embiid following Porzingis' 3. Embiid against Sabonis. Embiid, no good. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2 for 1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
Lillard against Morant. And Derek White picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Some changes for Toronto. Herbert Jones is checked in for Porzingis. Cameron Thomas comes in for George. And Daniels subbed in for Damian Lillard. And then for New Orleans, Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Williams comes in for Randall. And Paul subbed in for Morant. Now here's Jones. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Paul looking around. We've got 13 seconds left in the third. Here's Williamson. Excellent D that time from Jones. Here's Grimes. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Toronto in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Back to the action in just a minute. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And so here is New Orleans. 8-point game. Mitchell Robinson out there with Amen Thompson. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Daniels. And it's Grimes in at the 2 guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. And here's Daniels. Thompson passes to Robinson. Back to Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Halliburton up top. He's covered by Daniels. Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Halliburton.
Oh, give it to Halliburton. He knows when to force the issue and when to just take what the defense provides.
Now, here's Thompson. Pass to Grimes. Robinson a screen on Morant. Grimes. And a miss there on the triple. Pelicans trail by 8. Outside, White. Kessler a screen on George. White wide open. He fires. Halliburton for 3. Unable to get that one. Halliburton's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field. And George kicks to Thompson. To the paint. Off target at the rim. New Orleans has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's White. Drill.
The screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Zincus is checked in for Robinson. Julius Randle's checked in for New Orleans. Williams comes in for White. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Got a chance to listen in on Darko Rajakovic during the huddle. He demanded something of his guys. He said, I'm not satisfied yet. Are you? You've worked hard, but we need to keep piling it on. Don't give them any hope. Guys?
Thank you, David. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Outside, George over Williams. And there's Paul George on the assist by Daniels.
And got to be confident in that mid-range, and Paul George certainly is.
Halliburton right side. Outside Williams. A three from Morant. And the Pelicans get it back. Drills it from outside.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
Tries from the block. And it's George missing. Pelicans trail by 4. Williams dishes to Morant. Pass to Kessler. Right wing. Randall kicks to Halliburton. Kessler setting the pick for Halliburton. No good on the 3. Raptors leading by 4. To the middle. Williams with the steal. Morant left side. Offline with his 3.
Yeah, he's just not himself right now. He's getting decent opportunities like this one, but just failing to convert.
Thompson for the triple. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Halliburton passes to Morant. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Thompson. Over to the left wing. On the wing, Thompson. From past the arc. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those. Because if you get up too close at the arc, Ahmed will blow right by you.
And timeout called by Willie Green. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Sabonis, he's checked in for the Raptors. Lillard comes in for Dyson Daniels. The Pelicans also changing it up. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Walker Kessler. And Zion Williamson subbed in for Williams. And the Pelicans with possession here. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. And that one's good. Morant.
A true leader. You can tell Morant takes pride in stepping up when it matters most.
Now, here's Sabonis. A 3 from George. He can't get it to go. George against Williamson. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. A shot off that time. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Leading by 5. Snatched up. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And talk about persistence. Porzingis just being a bully on the offensive glass and punishing the opposition.
Now here's Morant. And Embiid with a screen on Lillard. A 3 from Morant. They get it again. Halliburton outside. Good. And the nice assist from Morant.
Huge finish from Halliburton. From the moment he entered the league, Tyrese has been clutch.
Lillard with it. Now defended by Randall. Lillard misses. The Pelicans shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Back to Williamson. Over Lillard. Williamson finds Morant. 6 to shoot. It's hauled in by George, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
That is third personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Toronto, Damian Lillard taking 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Taking care of business at the line. Converting on all those free throws helps them build this lead.
And timeout called by Willie Green. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page.
Get ready, everyone. You see yourself on the screen and you select your best move. Let's go. Let's see what you got. You must have left your dancing shoes at home.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Morant. It counts. And now they trail by just 4. Here's George. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
At the line for your Raptors, Damian Lillard. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Yeah, and it basically all comes down to this. If they come...
Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Taking 2 shots.
the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Great composure there. Calmly knocks them down to put this game out of reach.
Williamson finds Morant. Randall outside. A three-pointer, no good. So it's Toronto winning this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
We've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. Did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. We got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So, for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, our player of the game, Damian Lillard.